would like to introduce one of the projects that will be featured. This is my current daily driver, a 1982 Toyota Corolla, more specifically a KE70. I've owned this car for a couple months now, and it's been wonderful. I got it up in Ipswich, drove it down here on a trailer, and fixed it up, got it registered, got it driving, and then got it registered. I'd like to make some videos on it, particularly because it'll help motivate me in order to continue working on the car. I'm going to slowly start chipping away at it. There's a lot to do on this car, but it's going to be totally worth it. I have a lot of plans for it, and hopefully in a couple months time the car will already start to look completely different. We're not completely different, but we'll feel different, will look slightly different, look slightly better. So this car has very much surprised me. I've been driving it for a couple weeks now. It's a 40-year-old car and it wasn't registered. It hadn't been driven and it hadn't been registered for about, about 20-ish years. And I brought it to mine, like I said, I brought it to mine and I fixed it up. Now it's just turnkey, car turns on, and I drive it. I've been driving it hundreds and hundreds of kilometers at 110 kilometers an hour, up crazy mountains, down crazy mountains, in the dark, in the rain, and it has not given up on me once. It's funny sometimes it's a bit weird, but it's just incredibly surprising. Like it makes me fall in love with the car, that that it just keeps going. It just keeps going. Every single time that I come home after a big trip, I think, like, I'm very, very grateful for the fact that it has made it. I'm very surprised, in fact. Just the basics on the good, quote unquote good stuff, because there's nothing particularly good about this car. Everything's just either dying or dead, so. But the good things, it's very, very simple to work on. The engine bay is very simple. Everything is exactly where you need it to be. Everything is exactly where it should be. Yeah, everything is very accessible and everything's very easy to fix. There's very little electronics to this car. I think probably the highest tech part of the car is, I don't know, the radio. Yeah, so there is no ECU, there's no sensors that will shut down the car if it gets to a certain temperature, or if it's this mixture or that. It's just, here you are, this is your temperature, this is your oil. Now, it doesn't even tell you oil pressure, it gives you a red light if you run out of oil, essentially. And by that point it's probably already too late. And also it's just really fun car to drive. It's very low, it's pretty low to the ground. Pretty low car. It's a very small car. It's rear wheel drive, and it's a manual. So you can just think one of the most fun things to do is drive a slow car fast. And that's exactly what you can do with this car. Now, what exactly isn't good about the car? What needs work? And my answer to that question is essentially everything needs work. But what really needs work? And I could keep driving the car like this for, until it dies on me, and I'd be surprised if it was soon because of the way that it's been going. But what's a bit bad, what I don't like about the car, I don't know, there's not a lot to it because everything can be changed. Like, for example, I don't like the fact that I have a rear plastic bumper, right? But I'll just remove it, I don't like the fact that the chairs are a bit uncomfortable sometimes. Okay, I'll just change them, I don't know, there's not a lot to say negative about this car. Yeah, the paint might be a bit rough. Yeah, it might be slow. Yeah, it might be loud. But it's the best car that I've ever had. And it hasn't let me down yet. That's the most important thing. It keeps driving. It just keeps driving. And I just don't understand why. I don't understand how. I really don't. It perplexes me, the fact that this little 1.3 liter engine that makes barely 60 horsepower, and I thrash the hell out of it, I'll be honest. Just constantly thrashing the hell out of it, and it just keeps going. Now, I'm mentioning all the bad things and what I can replace them with. I have a lot of big goals for this car. Obviously right now it's running a low powered engine, it's uncomfortable, the sound system isn't really there. It's such a perfect base, it's such a perfect base to build up on, because these cars, these KE70s, have such a huge aftermarket support, where I can take this engine out, put in 4AG, which is a bit more of a powerful engine, and I can just be driving the car again. There's people who make engine mounts, there's people that make adapters for things that you might need. There's all sorts of support for this car. I'd like to change these. I would like to change these bumpers for chrome bumpers. I would certainly like to lower the car. But in speaking about the upgrades that I would like to do, I'd like to speak briefly about the future for this car and what I would like it to be. I'd like to keep bringing this car on trips and holidays, and I would like it to be functional. I'd like it to be functional. I'd like it to be comfortable. I'd like it to be very, very reliable. So I'm not going to be going and making crazy power. I'm not going to be adding 2 turbos. I'm not going to be slamming it within an inch of its life. I'm not going to be doing anything crazy like that. But I'm certainly going to be making it better than it is now. So yeah, lowered a little bit, a more powerful engine, a sound system. It currently only has 2 speakers at the front and a crappy FM AM radio, and it's really, really loud. I think my rear right wheel bearing's gone, so I mean, besides that, it's just a generally loud car. The sound deadening is just like wheat. It's very weird. Like, project cars are just money pits. You just keep throwing money at it. There's always something you can do. So after I throw enough money at it, the car will be looking and feeling and sounding different. And I'm really, really excited to get to that point. And making stuff like this, making videos, is definitely going to help me get there. In terms of future videos, I'd like to make blocks of projects. So definitely project make the car quieter, which will include either changing the differential, because I have a parts car. I might just swap the differential and see if the bearing noise goes away, and then I'll just get that differential fixed. It'll be sound deadening. Then we'll have project make the car loud, which will be sound system. I don't want to touch the exhaust too much, so essentially project make the Corolla loud will be just a sound system. Then we will have project make the Corolla come up with something, make the Corolla look better, and that will be rust fixing, that will be different bumpers, that will be lowering the suspension. We'll also have project make the car reliable, which will be, I need to put in a new clutch, water pump, and these might be going on at different times, but we'll see, we'll figure it out. As long as I have a list of things that I need to do with project, it'll all come together. But yeah, if it breaks down tomorrow, I'll be annoyed, but I won't be surprised. So it'll probably have a couple long nights, long weeks of being in the garage with its transmission out and this and that, but that'll be fun. So yeah, plenty to do to this car. Looking forward to it. I hope you are as well. Come along with me on this journey. This car will be definitely evolving very quickly. So yeah, enjoy some footage of this car and see you on the next one. Bye for now.